Well, it's been a minute since I've made one of these videos, but I figured it was time to make a thoughts video about Final Fantasy XIV now that I'm basically done with Heavensward, and the game only gets better. Everybody was telling me that in the comments before, but on my video where I was talking about why I'm playing Final Fantasy XIV, I talked about how I was just finishing, or getting close to finishing, A Realm Reborn. And I'll be honest, The Realm Reborn wasn't like the most amazing thing in the whole world, but it was good. It was consistently good, and I liked it, um, in my opinion. Um, but going into Heavensward, pretty much immediately at the end of ARR, the actual end of A Realm Reborn, from then all the way through Heavensward, um, it was so much better. It went from like a 7 out of 10 to, in my opinion, would be like a 8.5 out of 10. It's like on the cusp of being like an amazing game. Um, Definitely at the end of Heavensward, it was like a solid 9 out of 10. In my opinion, it was extremely good. Um, I'm not going to say any spoilers or anything, but the the story in the game gets so much better. Your character starts to feel a lot better with the new abilities that you get. The way that they do character progression is just super nice, where you never stop growing as a character. Um, you are consistently getting stronger. You're consistently getting new abilities all the way up until level 80, which is the end right now. In 6 months from now or 5 months from now, it'll be level 90, and I'm assuming we're going to get more stuff from those levels as well. And the way that they handle that is, in my opinion, extremely good. I'm playing as a paladin. I don't even have my mana spenders or anything like that. I just have basically my physical rotation. I don't have my mana rotation yet, which to me is insane. I'm level 62, and I don't have that yet. Aside from that, the let's talk about the story a little bit. The story in the game really, really gets a lot better. For the people that are like, "Oh, Realm Reborn is really slow. I don't know if I can get through it." It's worth it. If you can get through A Realm Reborn, trust me, it gets a lot better. Um, and I keep hearing things like Stormblood is just as good as Heavensward, and Shadowbringers is like a perfect 10 out of 10 in a lot of people's opinion. For some people, it's their like favorite game ever, not even counting the MMO parts of the game. Just like it's their favorite RPG. And to me, that is absolutely insane. So I'm excited to get to that point, and when I do get to that point, I'm sure I'm going to make another video about talking about my thoughts on it. The character development outside of just your own character, the NPCs that you are doing these quests for and against, it makes you care about them. The villains in Final Fantasy XIV have been really good, um, as well as the sheer, I don't know, the weight of what you're doing feels a lot more consistent. Like you know what you're dealing with, kind of thing. Whereas in World of Warcraft, it's a little bit, like the story isn't exactly the centerpiece. It is a little bit more in Shadowlands, where they try to make it um, a core part of the game, but earlier on in the older expansions, it wasn't really at all. And yeah, it is just really good. If I had to recommend a game for someone who is new to MMOs to play, I would definitely say Final Fantasy XIV is a great one. I would say that it's a little bit complicated for someone who's new. For me, even though I've played MMOs for a long time, which could also be part of the issue, it's a little bit confusing because I'm used to other systems because I played WoW for so long and I played other MMOs. And overall, my feelings toward the game are extremely positive. Um, I've just started getting into like looking into the glamour in the game, which is like transmog for World of Warcraft. It's Final Fantasy's version of um, transmog. I started looking into like they have a gambling, well, not really a gambling, but it's like a mini game area called the Gold Saucer where you get an alternative currency that you can buy, like mounts and more glamour items. And I started doing that as well. And the sheer amount of content in the game is insane. Like I'm not even completely through Heavensward. I've just finished 3.3, which a lot of people consider the end of Heavensward, which is why I'm making this video. And I have 200 hours played on my character in the last like 3 weeks, so I'm doing pretty good, in terms of progression. I'm playing a lot, so and I'm not even close to done. I have like another at least 100 hours of just story if I just did the story. The trials in the game only get better. Like in A Realm Reborn, they were pretty good. I enjoyed them a lot. We did some of the extreme primals and stuff like that. Um, the the dungeons and trials in Heavensward are amazing, for lack of a better term. They are beautiful. The bosses are really good. And I'm just excited to actually get to the end of the main story quest because there are so many things that people have said about Shadowbringers being like absolutely incredible. Like, and it makes me excited to play it. The other thing that I've enjoyed a lot about Final Fantasy XIV, which I touched on a little bit earlier, which was the progression. The way that they do it is just so much better than any other MMO in my opinion. I do think that the beginning of the game is still a little bit too slow for someone who's brand new. It's hard for me to pay attention when I only have one button to press every 2.5 seconds. You know, that doesn't help. But the character progression from like level 30 onward is extremely good. And certain classes obviously have different cases, but since I'm a paladin, that was my experience is like level 25 to 30, it started to pick up. And the way that they handle like the class quests are extremely good. They give you sets of gear that are specific for your class that make you feel like you're playing your class. Um, and I believe that's the case for literally every class in the game. Once you get to like level 50, you get your first set. Level 60, you get another set. And I assume it happens at level 70 and 80 as well. I don't know what they're called. If they're called like I don't know if they're just called class sets or something like that, but they're really nice looking. Some people have been watching my stream or my videos. They've seen me in my paladin armor, and it looks really good. Um, Aesthetically, I'm like getting more and more used to the way everything looks, obviously, and there are some really cool looking items in the game. Like I've seen so many different Dark Knights that look just absolutely incredible. I've seen a ton of bards, well, not a ton of bards, but I've seen like 3 or 4 bards that literally made me want to try out playing a bard. Um, and it's just it's a different kind of game than World of Warcraft, obviously. It's a lot more story focused. It's a lot more like, well, I guess you could say it's more linear because you have to go through the MSQ to get to the end. But there are alternatives for once you get to the end on one job is you have like 5 or 6 different ways to level up. And yeah, some of them aren't as good as others, but when you get bored of one, you have more options than just doing the same thing. And I think that's cool. Um, the community, in my opinion, has been extremely nice. There hasn't really been any toxicity. There's been a little bit because I've been playing WoW on stream and uploading the stream VODs for a while, but I mean that's to be expected. It's the internet. People don't like when you do something that they don't want you to do, which is fine. But it is overall, I would say like 99% has been extremely positive, and I'm happy to see that so many other people have been like looking at my content and being like, hey, I want to try this, or maybe they even try World of Warcraft because I was talking about World of Warcraft and they want to see what it's like. We've had people on both sides decide to try the other game, and I think that that's really nice because there is no reason for any animosity between games. They're games. They're supposed to be for fun, and if one person likes one and one person likes another, that doesn't mean that they can't both enjoy their games and talk about each other's games in a way that isn't attacking each other, you know. I never really understood that part, but anyway, I'm kind of rambling at this point, but basically my thoughts so far on Heavensward is that it's incredibly good. I would highly recommend if anybody's going to try the game that they actually play through the entire free trial because that's Heavensward. You get Heavensward for free. And I mean, I highly recommend it. It's just very good. And there's very few things in the game that I've had an issue with. There are some like quirky little things that I've been like, oh, this could be a little bit better, but overall, it is a very good game. And I hope that World of Warcraft can kind of take some notes from Final Fantasy and the way that they do some of their things and produce a similar quality product in the future. Maybe their next patch could be really good, but Allah, we'll see. But anyway, thank you guys for watching this video. I do appreciate it a lot. And if you like this video, please like the video. If you want to see more videos from me or see me on stream, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel and I'll put my Twitch down below. And if you want to see me like when I go live or see what I tweet, I'll put my Twitter down there too. I also have a Discord, so if you want to join that, I'll put that down there as well. So thank you guys for watching. I really, really appreciate it. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.